Yeah, we took a lot of heat from that. And it is
No,
what it
man.
is. But at the end of the day, the fact is that, it gave us an opportunity to do more, and also gave us an opportunity to make sure we always had other people in the room that might not be in it. So so that was really fun. And that's how we grew. So we went from standard doing a Thursday to doing Thursdays and long weekends.
Right.
To doing, and still doing stuff at the Bower. Well, it was Halo at the time. And then we moved over to the bank. So once standard closed, they did a big reno and it didn't really work. So they turned that into a country bar, the Ranch.
We moved,
we moved down to the bank where I know Boulevard was last, I guess. And it's being renovated right now.
Is that becoming something?
Yeah, it's becoming. It's not fake it till you make it. It's like you got to put yourself out there and do the thing. And if people believe in you, then you just got to stay humble and still like recognize where you're at and where you want to go to. So that was a really, really cool experience. And then doing the same thing and leveling up again where Justin worked with the Bounce and he was like, we need to take this out of the underground. So let me try to put together a package that puts house music on mainstream radio. And the Bounce is 90. I think
it was 91.7 at the time. I got a sticker somewhere in my room.
So 91.7 is always mainstream radio station, right? It's a top 40 radio station. So he put together a package, built together sponsorship, and we ended up getting the Friday 11 to 1 o'clock slot live.
Oh, wow.
That's fucking crazy.
With like Nestor Delano, Luke Morrison, and then we ended up bringing like Mikey Wong and Dusty Bruce and other guys up through the ranks as like Luke moved on to Calgary and stuff. And and it was just one of those things where it never existed before. Putting electronic music on mainstream radio, Alberta especially,
it didn't
exist.
Yeah,
and it got so positive and so amazing that we ended up getting a second club night across the street because they also own Fluid, and that was a 100-person venue across the street. And don't mind me bragging about.
Maybe you got to say it, man.
But it was great, man. It was like they were like, yo, we got 200 people in lineup. There's only 100 people capacity across the street. How about you guys just do something there and we'll just like take their money while they're in line?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like even make it a queue, right? So
that's how businesses should work.
Yeah, but
clubs,
Yeah, it works together, and it really had the foresight to do it. They invested in us, and they took risks with us, and it wasn't free. We worked hard, and we didn't make as much money as maybe we should have in hindsight. But nobody was taking advantage of anybody. We're all like working hard together, and
that's awesome
to build these partnerships, and it was really, really amazing to see what we could do. And so we booked like Steve Aoki for 100 people.
That's crazy.
Diplo for 100 people.
Holy fuck!
Like
that's crazy.
We did a ton, man. And it's like. And me and Steve became really close friends for a long time because he was just like, yo, how the fuck you get into stuff like we were in Pace Rock and all these other guys that were part of his Dim crew, but like he's like, how are you doing Mastercraft at like 100 people?
Yeah, literally.
Like, how do you do that? Like, we're just trying to build it. We want to make sure the hype's so great that the next time they come, it goes to 400 and 500 and 1,000, and then they become too big, and that's all good, Like I know. I'm just happy to be here,
Man.
And sometimes, like, not everybody, you're not buying, everyone's not a lottery ticket that wins,
Yeah.
A lot of times it's just good people, good DJs, good producers, and it's all fun. But you're like, we're trying to educate the city on what we want to see more of, and it was great, man. It was super, super cool. So
it's
kudos to Justin to always push an envelope and, biting up more than we could chew, per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was into it.
In those moments when he was doing that, were you like, man, like, trying to reel him back a lot of the time, or did you kind of just let him go, lose his mind, and then come back to you and be like,
just like straight up, he was just confident in it.
I like that.
I was like, yo, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be holding the bill at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately I was. It wasn't always nice, but it was good times, and we developed something, and we built culture, and we built community and great relationships with sponsors and venues, and help big up DJs and local DJs, and help put people in an opportunity that they might not have been in.